name is Marsha Kish, and welcome to the 5 Ingredients to a Blended Learning Classroom. This is a webinar series. If you like what you see and would like to learn more, feel free to sign up for a webinar that we're hosting or attend one of our workshops. Let's get started. So the 5 Ingredients to a Blended Workshop. Today we're going to be focusing about what is blended learning and understanding the concept. What is blended learning? Blended learning can be defined in many different ways. Today I'm going to be talking about the rotational blended learning model in a traditional classroom setting. Most of these classroom settings have about 45 minutes that the kids rotate through different stations, and it looks something like this. You have face-to-face instruction, where the teacher is meeting with the students in a face-to-face, getting them to understand concepts and ideas that will help them master their skills needed for that class. We also have included in this differentiated stations. We have listening stations, we have students working collaboratively in groups, we have students even participating in a mini session. The lady up front is actually participating in a small group instruction about how to use Google Schools in the classroom. And then one of the key components of a blended learning environment is the online. You have to have something where the kids can go and learn online that is collecting data to show growth, as well as that they can learn at their own pace and at their own time. So you want to be having like different programs that they can go in and continue to learn even when they're not in the classroom. But the biggest part about blended learning is that students are working at their own pace, at their own time, and are taking control of their learning. So you can see here in this model, there are teachers who are working at different things throughout the whole entire training. This is just like in a classroom setting. Nobody's at one place, except for maybe if you're working in small groups, but everybody's working differently and working through different problems. And it's all based on pre-assessments and post-assessments to find out where they are, kind of figuring out the needs. Here's a blended learning trick. Take a lot of data, collect a lot of data. In the next section, we're going to be talking more about data, but I want to tell you that in a blended learning environment, you can also include paper pencil. Don't throw out the things that you've been taught or use. Still use the paper pencil to have them demonstrate knowledge. Or you can have them work online and create a program or go online to learn how to do something, collect that data from their online learning. I love Google Tools, so I use Flubaroo as an assessment tool almost every day as an exit ticket to find out where the kids are and where they need to go. And I also incorporate a lot of online learning platforms where the kids can demonstrate their knowledge as well. A little blended learning tip. I get this question a lot. What do you do with students that move too fast or too slow? Well, of course, you always have that in any learning situation. So one thing that I like to do is I like to get to know my students, and instead of doing direct instruction, I'm spending time with them to find out their needs. So when I find out their needs, I can adjust accordingly. So like this lady here, she loved to take notes, but it's kind of holding her back and she wasn't able to get through all the material that she needed to. So what I would do is I would meet with her individually, we'd walk through it, and I gave her stuff to do when she wasn't in class. The next day when she came back for the training, she was ready to go, she had all of her notes done, and she was able to work in a collaborative group in order to complete the project. So those are just some of my tips and tricks for what is blended learning. Again, this is a rotational blended learning model that I use in a classroom for about a 45 to a 50-minute class time period. Thank you, and I hope to see you in part 2 of the 5 Ingredients of a Blended Learning Classroom. This is Marsha Kish.